White.
Hello, I'm Jane Pauley.
And I'm Stone Phillips. Welcome to Dateline NBC.
Tonight on Dateline.
Mike Tyson. A rare TV interview as he breaks 8 months of silence.
Nothing good comes from prison. I don't care if people come here, they elevate their intellect. Nothing good comes from this.
He feels prison's abusive, demeaning, yet says he won't cave in.
Every day that I go to bed and I wake up and I'm not broken, that's my silent victory.
He's sometimes swinging and sometimes thoughtful about the new champ, his ex-wife, and Desiree Washington.
I'm angry at the pain that she caused. Yeah, she's not a nice person at all.
Next on Dateline, Mike Tyson, a rare interview. He lets loose about prison life, Desiree Washington, and all those rumors.
You're changing your name. You're getting married. You're broke.
Is he a changed man? When Dateline continues.
He used to put other men down for the count, and now he's counting the days in prison. Former heavyweight champion Mike Tyson, the man convicted of raping Desiree Washington, has been behind bars in Indiana for over a year now. His lawyers have filed an appeal with a decision on that expected any day. When Tyson began serving time, speculation about him was endless. Would he be violent? Would he break down? Tonight, some answers. NBC's law correspondent, Star Jones, has just visited Tyson in prison. And with the exception of getting into specifics about the incident with Desiree Washington, the interview was wide open, and Mike Tyson introspective.
Mike Tyson, inmate number 922335, walked into a prison boardroom and sat down for his first major television interview in nearly a year. The ex-champ has spent much of his time in prison alone, looking inward. But life in prison remains an ordeal for him.
Nothing good comes from prison. I don't care if people come here, they elevate their intellect. Nothing good comes from this. You know what I mean? Only thing you learn to do is become better at what you did when you came in here. If you were a crook when you came, you learn to become a better crook. Because nothing here is, there's no chivalry here. Okay, so you're not going to come in and say, wow, we met some great guys, and these guys are great. It's a nice place to be. You know, the best thing that happened until I came to prison. No, I don't think so. That don't happen. That don't happen.
What internal strength did you pull from to adjust to the loss of freedom?
You know, can I tell you something? It's just something, I've just adapted to it. It's not as if I was in here for something that I did, it would be easier. But just the fact that I'm in here for something I didn't do, and I'm innocent, it devastates me. But every day, you know, I'm living through hell. It's not as if I adapted, like, well, this is my life, I'm institutionalized. It's every day I'm walking a thin line through hell.
Have you been broken in this place, Mike?
Not my nature. Not my nature. That's why I think I'm in trouble. I'm just not, it's just not my nature.
At least twice, Tyson has been disciplined, and twice, time has been added to his initial 6-year sentence for the rape of beauty pageant contestant Desiree Washington.
Why do you think the guards give you a hard time?
Huh?
If they do.
Why? Because basically, you know, I mean, if you think about some of these people, they come from these little hillbilly towns, and they really have no kind of connection with anything black alone but television, let alone somebody in my caliber when they come here. And so they want to go home and go to the bar, which they all hang out in these little, I forgot the name of these bars you call them, the Urban Cowboy Bar or something, and say, hey, I had to lock him up today. I just had to let him know he's just like anyone else. And I read this bizarre saying the other day by Mark Twain, if you want to see the dread of society, just go to prison and watch the changing of the guards.
Come on, Mike. Prison is prison. We send you to a place where it's supposed to be hard. So it's supposed to be hard.
Oh, really? I don't know anything about that, but I know one thing. They don't treat people like humans in prison. They treat them like animals, and that's the case. They should just send them to the zoo and feed them from plates. This place is not for rehabilitation. Trust me, if anything, it debilitates you. I've been in this place for a year, and I've been in here falsely. I've been accused falsely. The documents prove it. Previous evidence prove it. And the only thing I was asking for is just a fair trial.
Every defendant I've ever talked to Every prisoner I've ever talked to has said, I didn't do it. Why should somebody believe Mike Tyson when he says he didn't do it?
Because, you know what I mean, and like, well, from what I believe, and what I've found out from lawyers, that the only thing that really matters in the case is evidence, not necessarily who's telling the truth. But I think I have two of those points on my side, that I'm telling the truth, plus I have the evidence.
His attorney, Alan Dershowitz, claims an Indiana trial judge mistakenly refused to allow 3 witnesses to testify in support of Tyson. Dershowitz says the court also failed to give the jurors proper instructions. He cites allegations that Desiree Washington accused another young man of rape when she was in high school, allegations she strongly denies. And Dershowitz questions her motives in hiring a lawyer to sue Tyson for money only 2 weeks after the incident, a lawsuit that has since been filed.
Do you really think it was just financial from the beginning?
I believe that, yes.
Everyone has been evaluating your life and her life over the past year, since the trial and the conviction and the sentencing. Have you thought about her and what she's feeling, what she's thinking?
She couldn't, I don't like to say miserable things about people, but she couldn't be thinking anything on a level that I'm thinking.
Why?
Because she has never experienced this. Someone had told me that they heard her say that she feels that she's in jail. This is not necessarily true. You can't feel being in jail unless you're there.
I've spoken with several of those jurors, 4, as a matter of fact, who said, had they known what they know now, you probably would not have been here.
And probably, but the fact is I'm here. You know what I mean? That's the fact, I'm here.
What's your daily routine like here, Mike?
We wake up early in the morning, we work. You're supposed to eat, and it's a daily what you do with your child. You pull your child by your hand, this is what you do, wear your clothes, you're gonna wear this today, you're gonna wash here today, you gotta go over there and wait there, and then I'm gonna come back and pick. It's basically rhetoric for young children.
You shower with groups of people?
I don't shower much. I probably shower, 3 times or 4 times a week.
Why?
Huh?
Why?
Because I just hate keep walking. I look at these guys' genitals, it gets me sick. I look at the guy's rectum, you see things that happen, you know, it just makes me sick, so I don't put myself in a position to look at that.
How do you adjust to something like that, knowing that at any given moment you can walk into a room and clearly see that somebody's been violated?
Well, necessarily that don't mean they have to be violated. Maybe they participated.
Mike Tyson says he's seen it all in prison. Everything from consensual homosexuality to forcible rape. Indignities, he says, the inmates are powerless to do anything about.
Do you think that the prison system should talk to the prisoners?
The prison system don't care about no prisoners, man. Give me a break, man. You believe that stuff? I don't believe you said that to me. They don't care about these guys. This is their living. To put people in here, they don't rehabilitate. They're factory. They pack you in here like sardines. I would just like to get out of here, you know, with all my faculties.
If, for instance, hypothetically, right in the middle of our interview, 5 minutes from now, there's a knock on this door, and they say, Alan Dershowitz is on the line for you. They've ruled on your case. What's going to go through your mind right then and there?
What would I think about the decision? Well, I would think, I would always be prepared for the worst. I would just always be prepared.
Even before you get out of the chair, you'd be pessimistic?
Exactly.
Why?
You think about, either way, I look at the situation, I use it in these terms that I'm screwed because my life has totally been devastated.
Have you reached the point where somebody has taken Mike Tyson's character?
You know, I look at it like this. Every day that I go to bed and I wake up and I'm not broken, that's my silent victory. That's just basically how it is.
19 years of age.
The silent victory of Mike Tyson, the prisoner, is a long way from the public victories of Mike Tyson, the heavyweight champion. Victories that his high school friend Riddick Bowe now enjoys.
A lot of people in the sports world say that there is no one of your caliber
Oh, that's not true.
to fight Riddick Bowe, the champion. Do you agree with that?
No, I don't even consider, I don't even think about fighting them. I don't even think about that stuff. I'm sure there are guys around us. They will come around eventually, but I mean, this is his time, man. Let him use it well. This is his time.
You wrote to him and encouraged him.
I know he's just so much better than what the people would portray him to be, and I knew what they would do to him, how they would attack him. And I understand the press, how they build you up. They make him the big star that he is in order to crush him, because they can't crush a guy that no one knows. They must make him a superstar in order to get the acclaim for crushing him.
Would you like to fight him?
I don't want to fight anybody. I would like to go home. I mean, I just like to get out of here and just start my life.
You are known across this world, not just across this country, as being one of the fiercest, best heavyweight champions of the world. And for you to say, I don't even think about boxing, that's going to shock a lot of people.
At this particular moment, boxing is not the best step for me right now. My step right now is just to rebuild my life. You know, I lost so much of it. I just have to rebuild it. But regardless of whatever happens in the situation, I'm going to be able to handle it. But the main issue is I have to rebuild my life. You know, I have to rebuild everything that's been taken away from me.
As for Desiree Washington, in a statement for Dateline, she said this: "All these public slanders are intended to wear me down and make me give up. But Mike Tyson raped me. I know it, and he knows it."
When we come back, Tyson on what the media makes of his life. We've all heard the rumors that he's going broke, getting married, changing his religion. In a moment, Iron Mike and around with the rumor mill.
Mike Tyson hasn't stepped into the ring in a year and a half, but he's still making lots of headlines. On the front page, reports that he's converting to Islam. And on gossip pages, suggestions that he and ex-wife Robin Givens are seeing each other again. Star Jones let Tyson take on the reports one by one.
Mike, there have been rumors abounding about you. Rumors everywhere, rumors written, and I figured, why don't we go down the list and you can either say yay or nay. You're changing your religion.
Well, I'm not changing my religion or anything, but I'm just saying you shouldn't believe everything you read.
You're changing your name.
No, you shouldn't believe everything you read.
You're getting married.
No, no time soon.
You just bought an expensive sports car from the phone.
Well, I mean, that wouldn't make any sense, but you can't believe everything you read.
Yes or no, did you?
I mean, no, I didn't do it.
You get extra privileges in prison.
No, I wouldn't believe that. If anything, I get less than what the other inmates get. That's not true at all.
You're broke.
Well, let me say, if I'm broke, can I tell you something? Everything that in my hand goes through my hands, I grasp tightly. But money just seems to go through it like water, so what can I say?
Don King has robbed you blind.
Hey, can I tell you something? That's not true, man, and I'm telling you, people that just still know, they don't know our relationship, you know what I mean? I love the guy more and more every day.
So you haven't broken your relationship off with Don King. You're still friends. You're still close.
Absolutely.
Robin Givens and Mike Tyson are getting back together again.
No, I don't believe that's true. No, that's not true.
Are you and Robin still friends?
I haven't heard from Robin in a long time. I believe the last time I heard from him was when I had a fight with Buster Douglas.
So since you've been here, you haven't talked to her?
No.
You've been accused of being a brute when it comes to women.
Yeah, I have to carry the weight of that, yeah. I've been accused of that.
Do you think this experience has taught you anything about women and your relationships with women?
A few things, you know what I mean, that it's true women are lovable, you know what I mean, and you should think of them. I always look at women as being very, I look at them as equals, you know what I mean, but I think, we should be separate. You know, that's just how, and I don't think that's a chauvinistic, that's just personally how I feel, you know what I mean? Sometimes people want to know everything about a woman. I learned that if you ever look into a woman's past, it'll be like a coal mine. If you go in there with a light, you better expect an explosion. You know what I mean? Because something in there you're not going to like and you're going to be upset.
Even though he says marriage is not in the cards right now, he has taken to wearing a wedding band on his ring finger.
You have that ring on your finger?
Yeah. This ring means a lot. This keeps me human. This keeps me human.
It's not attached to anybody in particular?
Oh, absolutely it is. I wouldn't mention any names, but trust me, our first name and our last name, man, it's currency worth more than gold and diamonds.
What about your relationships with the guys, meaning your friends and the entourage that you always traveled with? I mean, people have opinions about all of that.
That's their opinion. If they had the nerve, they'd be just like me.
You don't miss the clothes and the parties and the friendships with famous people and the women?
I can't go that avenue no more. I can't go that avenue because that avenue put me in a position of where I was irresponsible.
You had a visit with Dr. Betty Shabazz, Malcolm X's widow.
Yeah, that was very interesting.
She's talked about looking at you as a strong black man and as her son.
Well, can I tell you that? I'm in awe about that, but I don't want to be anyone's son. I'm just that way. I don't want to be anyone's son. I've been people's son all my life, and I've been looked at as a son. Not to say that she looked at me as something that she has to mold and take care of, but I don't feel anyone could take care of me now. You know, I'm my own person.
You haven't always felt that way. You have allowed people to take care of you.
Yeah, I allowed to put myself in a position where I have to carry the weight of a fool. Even though people contribute, I have to carry the weight solo because no one's going to take care of you but yourself. I became an influence of my environment. You know what I mean? I didn't bring my world into that environment. I became the part of that environment's world. And it's just, you know what I mean, there's no one to blame but me.
Do you have a list of priorities?
I would just like to get out here, you know, with all my faculties.
It seems to be difficult for you to plan to look ahead for what happens when you get out.
I never conceived leaving this place. I never did, not so soon. I'm being very honest.
You've talked about what you're going to do, at least initially. You've done a lot of reading. You're working on getting your high school equivalency diploma. Is school in your future?
I would like to go to school. I like that.
Where would you like to go?
I like to go to a black college.
So that's a plan.
Yeah, I would like to do that.
What about plans for the future, Mike? Can you see past these prison doors?
I don't see them unless I think about that, but the only thing, I never dream from the outside. I only dream about prison. When I sleep, I only dream about being in prison. I don't dream about the outside. That's the reality. I just don't dream about it. I deal with my circumstances the way they are.
Does it make it more difficult for you to sit here and talk about the future or your dreams?
Well, no, because I know eventually I will have children. And they would inherit everything I was not able to inherit it. And I probably won't be around to see that, but I know what happened.
That's a dream, Mike. You said you don't have dreams, but that's a dream.
No, that's a reality. That's a reality. A reality, sister. That's a reality.
For a transcript of this program, please send a $5 check or money order to NBC News Transcripts, Box 7, Livingston, New Jersey, 07039.